Hi, I'm Sharon. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I lead you step by step through the ABRSM Theory grades. There's loads of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, there are free PDF information sheets that contain all the information you need to know to work through each step of this series. They're available in US letter or A4 size. There's also links to my YouTube video tutorials on that website, and you can also find information about the books that I have available. If you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there. I've written a book specifically to help you with your ABRSM Music Theory exam. Here's how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam, and it's full of tips and techniques of how to make the best use in preparing for your theory grade exam, and also how to make the best use of your time in that exam. There's lots of really helpful tips here to help you. And so we're now cracking on with the final stages of this ABRSM Music Theory and Practice Grade 1 workbook. We're on the general revision exercises. If you turn to the very back of your book, if you turn all the way back to page 29, and we're on these general exercises, and I suggest that you use these to help you with a little bit of revision because they'll touch on pretty much most of the book that we've done so far, so it'll keep dipping back right through all of the sections that we've covered in this series. Before I just set you off to go and have a go at these, what I will do is I will just give you a clue as to which each question refers to. So I'll give you a clue which chapter to go back to find the answers that you might need. I do suggest in these first revision exercises you look up the answers that you don't know. Just use it as a means of refreshing your memory of everything that you've done in this book so far. And so all of these questions are relating to this little extract of music, and it will draw on the knowledge throughout the whole of the Grade 1 workbook. And so question A, what does andante mean? If you look back in your workbook to section Q, you will find the answer there. What is the time signature of the melody and what does it mean? That will refer back to section B. Explain why there is a dot after the notes in bars 4 and 8. That is section I that we've covered. So look back on your PDF information sheet. If you make sure you've got all of these PDF sheets that you can download from my website to hand, all the information you need to know is there. And also refer back to the sections in this book as well. Okay, let's carry on. So D, what is P short for and what does it mean? That will refer back to section Q. The key of the melody is G major. Which degree of the scale does the melody start on? That is section N. What is the letter name of the highest note? What is the letter name of the lowest note? And so if you refer back to section D, you'll find the answer there. What is the value of the shortest note? If you refer back to section F, you'll find the answer there. Now these next few questions just involve you really glancing through the music more than anything. How many times is this rhythm used? So you've just got to look up here and just really carefully scrutinise the extract that they've given you. So I'll just draw a pair of glasses. Just keep your eyes peeled for that bit. How many bars contain only crotchets or quarter notes? So if you refer back to F, just to make sure you're looking for the right information there, answer true or false to the following sentence. The melody uses all the notes of the scale of G major. So of course you've just got to look through the whole piece to make sure every note is allocated. If you're not sure what the notes of G major are, if you refer back to L, that will tell you. In bar 7, what does this symbol mean above the note? That is section Q. And then this last little question, copy out the first 4 bars. Just make sure you read carefully which bars to copy. It's not always the first bars. And it even tells you to remember to put in the clef, the key signature, the time signature, the tempo, dynamics and articulation. Literally copy everything you see in those first 4 bars here. Use a pencil and a ruler, keep it nice and neat, because actually in the exam you can gain 10 marks for just neatly copying. And so I'll leave you with that to work through that. Just press pause, have a go of that, exercise 1, and then I'll go through the answers with you. But do try and answer every single question referring back to your notes. So I'm presuming that you've had a go at this yourself, and so now we'll work through these answers together. So what does andante mean? If you look back to your performance directions and Italian terms, you'll find out that andante means at a walking pace. So it's sort of a pretty steady tempo, the piece is. What is the time signature of the melody? And that's making sure you can just spot that this is the time signature. So the time signature is 3/4. Explain what it means. Now this is where you need to refer to your notes and make sure you fully explain the top number and the bottom number. Remember, the top number tells us how many beats, the bottom number tells us what type of beat, representing crotchet beats or quarter notes. And so the full meaning of that time signature, is 3 crotchet beats per bar, or alternatively, just sharpen my pencil, 3 quarter notes per bar. That fully explains all aspects of the time signature. Why is there a dot after the notes in bars 4 and 8? That dot adds half as much to the time value again. So you could perhaps say a dot makes a note half as long again. So you've explained why the dot. You could perhaps say a dot after the note. That might be more precise. This makes a dotted minim, or you could say half note, with a value of 3 beats. Then you've answered that absolutely exhaustively to make sure you've earned all the points that you possibly can there. What is P short for? Refer back to your performance directions in Italian terms. P is short for piano, and that literally means quiet or soft is another way of saying that. Okay, next one. The key of the melody is G major. Which degree of the scale does the melody start on? So this refers back to section N, where we're counting the degrees of the scale and intervals. And so we're counting from the first note of the scale of G major, which is G. So the melody starts on Every Good Boy, which is a B. So G, A, B is a third. So it starts on the 3rd degree of the scale. Got a lot of space there to write a very short answer. What is the letter name of the highest note? Okay, so let's look through the extract. We're in the treble clef, so you need to refer back to section D. And the highest note, if you just glance through, is this one. The spacey spell face, so it's F-A-C-E. So the highest note is E. Use a capital letter. What's the letter name of the lowest note? So let's glance through again. That's the lowest note there. And if you think that bottom note is E, every good. So E, one below E is D. What is the value of the shortest note? So let's glance through, and that's the shortest note there. and that's a 16th note or a semiquaver, and the value is 1/4 of a beat. Okay, this next one is just asking us to take note of the rhythms. How many times is this rhythm used? We've got a 1 beat, a 1.5 beat, and a 1/2 beat. So let's look. We've got that same rhythm here. We've got it here. And we've also got it here. It's on different notes. The pitch is different. It moves around in notes. However, the rhythm, crotchet, dotted, crotchet, quaver, crotchet, dotted, crotchet, quaver, crotchet, dotted, crotchet, quaver. There we go. So it's used 3 times. How many bars contain only crotchets or quarter notes? So we're looking just for bars that contain only this note. If you're not sure what a crotchet or a quarter note is, just pop back to section F to refresh your memory. So how many bars use only crotchets? So we have a mixture here. We have a mixture here. So that's just crotchets there. So that's 1 bar. Mixture. Mixture. Only 1 bar contains only crotchets. There are crotchets or quarter notes in lots of bars. However, they've got a mixture of other note values as well. There's only 1 bar that's only completely made up of crotchets or quarter notes. Okay, the next one. Answer true or false to the following sentence. The melody uses all the notes of the scale of G major. So, G major must have a G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. That's sort of doubled up, so we don't need to think of that twice. The key signature will account for the F sharp, so we know that's covered. So let's glance through and see if we can find every single one of those notes. It's just a matter of looking carefully. We have a G. Remember, we're in the treble clef. A G. That's G, A, B, C. Is there a D? Yes, there's a low D. That was the lowest note. There's an E. There's an F sharp. So we've got all of the notes of the scale of G major. So yep, that's true. In bar 7, what does this symbol above the note mean? So this is what they're referring to here. And if you look back to Q, you'll see that that means an accent. So play with extra pressure, play with added pressure. Kind of gives the note an extra oomph. Okay, now copy out the first 4 bars. Remember to put in the clef, key signature, time signature, tempo, dynamics and articulation. There's no excuses for missing any of that at all. It's 10 free marks, that is, really. And so it's a bit tricky because here our stave to write on is at the bottom of the page and we've got to glance all the way to the top of the page to find our extract. In the exam, they actually, I think, I've usually put it here when that question occurs. So, although actually, yeah, okay, let's go. So let's just draw out. I'm just sort of keeping an eye on where my bars are. There's bar 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget your last bar line. We probably don't need the whole of the space that they've given us. So we need our treble clef, key signature, time signature. So let's see, we've got clef, key signature, time signature. So now we want the tempo, which is andante. Dynamics and articulation will come as we write the extract. So we've got B, B, dotted crotchet, down a step to the A, C, down a step is the B, A, G, A, B. And just to make sure I've actually copied out the correct, I'm going to just put bar 1, 2, 3, 4. You won't lose marks for doing a little bit extra work, but if you do something wrong or miss a bit, then you will lose marks. So here we go, notes, stems. Don't forget the articulation marks. So we need that slur. There means place smoothly joined together. And then dynamic. So we've got our articulation marks. So we just need to remember to add the dynamics, and so we need P, meaning quietly, there. And that's that. There we go. That's it. I hope that's been helpful to you. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope it's helped to bring to remembrance all the things that we've covered over these last videos. There's a lot of work gone on there, so well done to getting to this point. Well done. Thanks for watching. If you can give me a like if you've enjoyed that, I'm certainly enjoying it. If you subscribe to my channel, you'll be sure to keep updated. Do go to sharonbale.com and access all the resources that are available to you there to help you. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.